We are now standing in front of a mansion that appears to look absolutely normal. However, there is nothing normal about the history of this place.
Not at all. A serial killer used to live here. She used to torture her victims. Plus, there have been TV shows made about it. American Horror Story did a season about it. There are more movies coming out soon about it. The actor Nicolas Cage used to live there. We got it all coming up for you in this video. And we cordially invite you to come along for the adventure.
Come along.
Sometime around the 1820s, a lady named Delphine LaLaurie. She was from France originally, and she moved into this house. Everything seemed pretty normal at the time. She had a family and she had slaves, just like people typically did around that time. However, that started to change one day in the 1830s.
She had a slave girl who was 12 at the time. Her name was Leah. She was brushing LaLaurie's hair until she caught a snag in her hair. LaLaurie then grabbed a whip and then she went running after her, and Leah, she ran to try to escape and jumped off of the building.
When Leah fell to her death from the roof, a lot of people around the area noticed, and they sent someone over to check on the situation. As it turns out, LaLaurie had buried the poor little girl on the property somewhere. So there was no evidence of this found. A lawyer showed up to remind her of the laws of how you're supposed to treat slaves, because there are certainly laws and you can't be beating them up or treating them inappropriately. But the lawyer claimed to see nothing here. Of course, this could have something to do with race at the time. There are various different reasons as to why there might have been a little bit of a cover-up. But that all changed once again. This time, it was later on in 1834.
In April of that year, the mansion had caught fire. When authorities came to check out and investigate the situation, they had found a 70-year-old woman had been handcuffed by her ankle to the stove, and she had started the fire in an attempt to commit suicide. However, she lived.
Yeah, the conditions were so bad that this woman wanted to kill herself. Then after that, neighbors wanted to get in there and make sure everybody was out. Everybody was okay because this terrible fire had broken out. And the LaLauries would not give them the key to the mansion. So they broke the door down and went charging up into the attic. And that's where the story just gets worse. There were 7 slaves up there that had been mutilated. They had been hung up, sometimes by their neck. Their bodies had been stretched apart. It's just crazy, 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 crazy. If you want to do some more research on that, there's books and stuff on it you can read about. But that got out of control.
Her children tried to feed the slaves, and when they did, they also received punishment as well.
Yeah, she wouldn't even let her own kids help these slaves out. So it was just an awful situation. Also, they found bodies buried throughout the property, including, of course, that little girl, Leah, who had jumped to her death off the roof. Just a horrible situation.
Very tragic and very sad.
After the fire, LaLaurie fled to France, never to be heard from again.
On a different note, Nicolas Cage purchased this house in 2007. He had some issues financially with the IRS in 2009 and lost it, but he said he was going to write the great American Horror Story in there. He said he didn't get too far on that. Anyway, that's the story of the LaLaurie Mansion here in New Orleans. You can see more about it on American Horror Story, plus there's some movies coming out about it. Actually, the owner of the house now is associated with a movie franchise that is going to be putting out new movies based around this house. All right? Y'all hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you can come along with us on future adventures.
Come along.